Hey everyone, Macsen here. Welcome back to my Master of Orion Let's Play, playing with the Meklar Combine on very hard difficulty. In the previous video, I managed to take a pretty important planet, Sol Prime, the capital of the human empire, of course. Not that Sol Prime looks too much like Earth, but yeah, it's very important that I've taken that because it blocks off the Bulrathi from coming up in this direction and potentially being able to colonize over here. In fact, they're blocked over in this direction as well. The Terrans took the Mulban system at some point. They do have a wormhole though, so they could go through that to get to this part of the map and maybe go after the Darlock or the Sakra. Once this war against the humans is over, well, I'm planning on taking those planets. The Bulrathia, no doubt, gonna want to go after someone. Now, diplomacy is becoming a pretty important thing at the moment. I've actually had a look in here to see what things I can potentially achieve, but no one wants an alliance, no one wants to declare war on someone else, so there's not an awful lot really. We're 2 empires down from the starting 7, the Mercian and the Alkari have been destroyed. And at this point in the game, I should definitely be thinking about how I'm going to try to achieve victory. So I think the quickest methods are either going to be diplomatic victory or actually an economic victory maybe. I've been having a look in the tech tree to see what I need to actually get if I were to achieve this. You can see it mentions that we need 38% of GGP and we need to purchase another 38% of outstanding GMF shares, whatever the hell that means. We have 30%. So we need, what, 76% in total? And the Bulrathi have nearly 30% of that, so I'm not sure if I'd be able to get their shares off them without basically trying to conquer them. They certainly shouldn't be selling me that. But if I want to have that as an option of as a victory type to go for,
please wait.
what I need to do, I believe, is head off in this direction. Someone needs to form a planetary stock exchange. So that's definitely in my mind at some stage. But having said that, I definitely want to be conquering stuff still. So I'm also going to be focusing on production tanks. That one is quite nearby, and that one. I believe the next one is actually the last in the tech tree, which is this one here. So after I've grab those 2, I might try and head off towards the stock exchange. We'll see basically. Now at the start of this video I think I've updated my queue since the last video, and I should dip into diplomacy a bit here. There's some actual deals I want to do. You may also be interested in, well, the other potential victory condition I could go for is the diplomatic victory, which is down to population and getting votes. Now I've clicked on this before to see if I could get it off them. I'll show you what exactly they want.
Now this is a fair deal.
As you can see, the AI wants ridiculous amounts for that. But having said that, it might even be worthwhile doing that if you knew that a vote was about to happen and you wanted to make sure of it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. They have 48 population, so yeah, who knows, maybe I could do that with them the turn before the votes. I don't believe it tells you when the votes happen, so it's probably every 20 or 30 turns. There is a deal I want to do though now, and that's with the Darlock. They still don't have enough money to
What brings you here, wretch?
actually do that trade deal. But I think it's time to nick, or at least exchange some technology with them. So I want the heavy armor, and I also want the battle scan. I've actually got a better computer than that, so let's add those to the list.
This is more than you deserve.
Now I could try to trade something else rather than these. These are particularly good techs actually, but the AI just won't take no for an answer. Yeah, once you stick something in the list, it will always want it no matter what you stick in it, it would seem. So that's actually the deal I'm going to do. Darlock aren't too much of a threat to me, probably long term, but we'll see. They don't seem to be colonizing that much. Right, so let's pick those up.
As it may be,
Didn't actually improve relations, sadly.
we are always willing to listen.
If I wanted that...
You will never know, for
No.
we will never
And
tell.
Alliance, they also aren't interested in no
You
one
will
is.
never know, for we will never tell. Abscond from my presence.
So I actually need to upgrade my ships now after having gotten those techs, but I'm actually going to wait until I've got that tech probably before upgrading anything. I've got an idea for a specialized ship coming up. I think also we have bomber bays and the battleship comes in, but I think the battleship may actually need the upgrade to the starbase before you can make it. Right, I've got bits of movement left this turn, so I'm going to bring those down there, for example. That troop transport can go over there. Looks like I've got a troop transport here. I'll bring it down to there. I could definitely do with making some more jump gates in this area. The space factory, probably going to bring it up to there. I actually need another. I've only got 3 factories. I could probably do with at least one more. I've actually not really keeping up with my command points total at the moment. I don't have quite enough production, but I'm getting in pollution building in just about everywhere. That will allow me to have higher production. And, well, I'm going after production in the tech tree as well. It's going to be crucial to increase it at the moment. Right, I've built a station there. I'm going to move the space factory to there. I actually want to colonize that system. I think, yeah, this is a huge world. I'm probably going to want to jump gate in the system long term, so I will actually make one there. These do cost maintenance though, so I've got to be maybe a bit careful about how many I have. Right, let's enter. My tech is actually researching matters well past the turn time now, or at least past it, which is good. Not sure when that happened. Good sign of progress though. Right, so I'm just going to take a second out to update my build list. Okay, I've updated the build list for the turn. I actually forgot something last turn as well. If I can find Sol Prime, I should buy that Alien Management Center. Get that up a bit quicker, get the population assimilated, those troublesome humans. Let's go and pay that military station a visit. That is human as well, isn't it? Outpost, so gonna have to destroy that at some stage, but it's stopping the Bulrathi from coming in currently, so yeah, no reason to kill it yet, I guess. Right, let's auto-resolve that. Okay. The outposts actually get better depending on what weapons the Empire has as well. Looks like they have Mercolite missiles then, it was saying. At least in parts, so not that great. This space factory, let's... I want to make jump gates. Now Sol Prime has a moon there, so let's make a jump gate there then, is it? Come down there. Could do with a military station there though as well. That bomber, come down there, and that's it for the turn. So next turn. There's actually, I forgot to show something there. Right, so the spying Goid 2, and that's successful. The Terrans have been moving some ships through that wormhole. Nothing too scary, but it's certainly enough to cause my outposts a problem if they were to go after me. But we have a non-aggression, don't we? So they shouldn't do. Right, so we stole information on Bulrathi. New ship design has been discovered. That was the battleship. Not sure I can build them yet. But,
Research complete. The Combine has been successfully
see in a bit.
upgraded.
So space elevator, definitely want to get those in on key worlds. Not every world, just the moon worlds. I'll probably make those. Battleship, because the moons, of course, have a 20% off ship building. Right, I'm going to have to figure that out later. There's a new blueprint slot for the battleship, so we're up to 6 now. Yeah, so we can design them, even if we can't build them. The reason why I'm
Please select a new upgrade.
not sure if you can build them, if I show you, if I can find it. You can see there the battle station, that's the upgrade to the starbase, and it mentions enables Battleship Titan and Doomstar constructions. That's why I'm not sure if I can make battleships yet. So, what do I want next? And I want to head off towards that extra production there. So reduces production costs in all colonies, supposedly. Which sounds rather good. There's engines there as well, which would certainly help. I've updated the build list for the turn, and as you can see here, I've also updated my blueprints with these new things that I've recently picked up. So let's take a look at the cruiser class first of all. I'll actually edit this and come in here. So in terms of the specials, I've actually added on heavy armor. That's just a production cost, no space used. It increases the resilience of the armor, so it's harder for them to do damage, basically, on a dice roll involving armor. Not exactly sure how it works, but yeah, that's definitely going to make our ships more durable. We also picked up the battle scanner, which is actually really good. This gives us an extra accuracy amount to energy weapons, which I seemingly use all the time during the course of this Let's Play. I was actually tempted to use the bomber base, which I've also picked up, but it just doesn't give you any information here about how much damage they do. And these, I imagine, can be shot down by point defense. So if I wanted to use these, I should they probably go well with things like missiles. So you can just overload your opponents. They would have to have crazy amounts of point defense if you're using all missiles and bomber bays and fighters. So it's kind of yeah, it's either or in my opinion. You either go all missiles, all fighters, all bombers, or just go down the energy weapon route. In the next Let's Play for Master of Orion I'll probably do more missiles and torpedoes and fighters and bombers, try them out then. For the other designs though, if we come back out of here, we've also got the new battleship of course now. And this does actually seem to be showing up in the lists as well, so maybe I can build them without upgrading my star bases, I'm not sure. The specials are basically the same for the cruiser and the battleship and also the destroyer. So for weapons though, these are going to be closing in, get into action, so I've kept with the auto-firing graviton cannons for the time being. It's got a bit of point defense, but not a crazy amount, and actually lowered the point defense on that as well. The destroyer, I've actually gone for laser cannons for their point defense. I could only have one phaser. I think if it does get targeted by missiles, it's probably going to be more than one. So yeah, that's why I've gone for laser cannons, but they're obviously not as good. They don't do as much damage to the missiles. The frigate, it's only got 3 specials, so it's not as well. Well, I haven't put the armor on this, so I went for the hull. But it's got a battle scanner and graviton guns and only 1 phaser. They're not going to last long against attack anyway, like missiles or anything else for that matter. I've actually added a new special ship in here though. There's been quite a bit of talk in the comments, by myself included, about PD boats, or point defense boats, and I want to try them. That combat against the Space Dragon, it definitely showed that I could probably do with a point defense boat or ship that really focuses on it. So I've got 1 weapon just to make it a threat, and the rest is all phasers, point defense. All the core systems are the same as usual, but on a special front, if I edit this and come in here, it's actually the same as all the other ships, the first 4 choices. I felt I probably needed the computer and also the battle scanner for the accuracy of them hitting the missiles, I imagine. The other thing I've gone for though is augmented engines, which I haven't used yet. This actually could be very good for all my ships because it increases the travel speed time, which means it moves between the systems quicker. But it costs a huge amount in space, so that's what stopped me from using it previously. But I can use this to get into position perhaps on the battlefield as well with the combat speed boost, although it might take a while for it to initially become available. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to try it out. There's other things in here that I would have liked as well. The ECM jammer for the missile avoidance, and even a shield capacitor as well, but only 5 special slots. I was a bit tempted to actually make it a battleship, but I think I'll stick with a cruiser. Right, so that's my ships anyway, and yeah, I need to start getting my production up on my worlds if I'm actually going to make those ships and save up some money to upgrade. Right, so this troop transport can come down to there. And is there anything up there? No, there isn't. I've got a ton of ships here actually, all of a sudden. So the civilian transport, I've actually got 2, have I? Oh, I did not know that. Those 2 can go to there. And I should buy that this turn, so I have enough food to place those next turn. Probably would have preferred the civilian transports going to the huge one actually, but I guess I'll go there. Cruise, what have I got? Troop transports, cruisers, that's it. So that can, well, I want to get up here more than likely. Once I take out the humans, I don't know if I'm going to go straight for the Bullrathi. What I could do is go after that dragon. I could even perhaps try and take out the Orion Guard, and if you do take out the Orion Guard, and you actually get, well, not only an amazing world to colonize, but also techs as well, I believe, that you can't get in any other way. So, yeah, but it's a long way away, isn't it? I'm not sure I would want to do that. Right, this fleet can make its way there, and I think that's it for the turn. Okay, next turn. Right,
GNN, Galactic
Another
News
one.
Network.
A star will soon go supernova near a Bullrathi colony.
Right, it's not ours. I thought it was then for a second. I'm sure the AI will be able to deal with that, but you never know. Let's get the movement done. Okay, the Terran slip here. Right, so Rabats and Troubles are threatening fleet, which is the scouts of humans over there. Gonna take a second to update my build lists. Okay, my build list is done for the turn. Let's finish up the movement. This civilian transport, I do have enough food here, don't I? Yeah, so let's unload there. Okay. Oh, I've actually got morale issues there, which I hadn't planned for. By the looks of it, I better start building that first. Could buy it, but I'm low on money. That's probably also going to mean I'm going to have issues on this one as well if I were to use 2 civilian transports here. Let's use 1. I think, yeah, Marindi needs 1, so I'm actually going to move that up there. Right. Sure that was a good idea or not, but yeah, that's what's going to happen. That civilian transport can come down there. It's probably, how many more civilian transports have I got? 2 left. Yeah, a lot of my worlds now are getting up a pollution building. They're going to be getting up that ship building I recently picked up. I've got a lot of production related stuff to get up and running really now. Right, so I'm going to make a jump get here. Okay, I need to blow that up really, but don't really have anything on hand. That bomber can come up here. Probably, well, I don't know. If they're crap, I won't take those planets, but there's a good chance I will be taking them. Cruisers, oh, actually I can use those cruisers in a second to blow, take that out. Right, next turn. Brilliant, so we've got mission success, steal in Rabat's Prime. We acquired Battloids. I'm wondering with the steal ability, are you actually able to steal whole techs, or is it just partial bits of a tech? I don't actually know. Threatening fleets, dragon, pirates. Oh, that's not good. Okay. For cruiser, let's attack that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that down there in a second. I could even upgrade these, of course. Pretty damn expensive though. I don't have the money. My trade deal with the Terrans ran out already.
Welcome to the Hall of Cons, alien. What do you propose?
He actually has enough money. He should have a lot of money most of the time, though, the Terrans, and they usually do because they have a morale bonus compared to other
Gratefully
factions.
accepted. What do you propose?
Do you want to ally yet?
Some things are not meant to be, I suppose.
I'm not even going to bother asking if he wants to declare war. I don't think
Fare thee
he does
well,
on anyone,
alien.
but probably should check again at some point. Right, steal success. Battloids. So these are upgrades to tanks, I believe, and they take 3 hits to destroy, 10% extra ground combat rating. Okay, so not sure how useful that's going to be, but we'll see, I guess. Right, there's a combat here which I want to do now then. And before I do that though, I'm gonna update my build lists. I've realized that the Terrans actually have a tech that I'd quite like to pick up. They have the espionage training facility. The only thing that they're interested in trading for it though happens
See
to be
here, equity is
Battloids.
paramount to the Khanate.
So
See
I think
here,
I'm gonna have to give them that,
equity
and it's
is
probably
paramount
worthwhile.
to the Khanate.
Might make actually conquering this guy a bit harder later on, but yeah, I'm gonna do this. So let's propose that.
Gratefully accepted. Fare thee well, alien.
Okay, so I think you have to make that on a capital system, and the capital's got a pollution building being made, so I'm gonna take I'll do that in a couple of turns when it finishes. I've got a spy I need to use. Now this stole tech on Rabat, but Rabat actually has pretty good security these days. So even though I was successful then, I should probably move him. So I'm going to move him to Taurus. How about that? That's level 3, so maybe not. Celtis Prime. We'll try that one. Not sure how up to date the security things are. I mean, they should change if they move the spy around. I'm not sure if it updates it then, but yeah, I'm gonna assume that's correct. Right, so I've got that big battle coming up. Let's do that now then, is it? So the Bulrafi are actually blockading that. They might have bombs. Almost definitely have bombs and that, so I have to get over there quickly to take that. This colony is actually pretty good by the looks of it. Very good there. So I will want to take it. Right, let's attack here then. Did I bring transports? No, I didn't. Right, which is probably fine. Let's attack. We have excellent chances. That's actually more ships than I realised, but shouldn't be an issue. That's going to prevent them from attacking the Bulrathi though, isn't it? If I attack these. But they could come back down. Yeah, should I let them attack the Bulrathi? Worry is that they would come back down that way. I gotta kill them, haven't I? Don't have a choice. Okay, I've given all my ships their orders, so let's get going. Most of them are going to rush in. Well, the cruisers are, and those destroyers over there. It looks like the AI is splitting the fleets up a bit. Right, my frigates are stopping to fire on those. Good. I think I'll have those go over there as well. My cruisers are a bit split up because they're all different types. That's fine. That bomber can stay back, fire at long range. A lot of their weapons seem to be missiles actually. I don't... Well, I guess we'll see how good these laser cannons are. I think these circuits might be point defense. Yeah, my destroyers could get in a bit of trouble here, but I've got PD attack on. Yeah, took a lot of shield damage. They're getting attacked as well. These... Yeah, the destroyers are faster. Let's stick those on a quick attack actually. Right. Doesn't matter really if my shields get a bit damaged as long as they don't get to my hull. They do have some mass drivers. Start to cause a bit of problems here. I think I've wiped out the frigates over there though. In there. Not too much trouble, and I think a destroyer might have lost a bit of hit points, and that's it. Maybe a cruiser as well. Okay. Right. Yeah, I think I could have pressed guard. That would have stopped them from moving out of the system, but they wouldn't have been able to move back there either then. So, yeah, I think I had to do that. Would have been nice to have some of the Bulrathi ships destroyed though. Right, let's take out this military outpost and I'll auto-resolve this one. Okay, and let's get the space factory there. I think the outpost might be more important than the jump gate. These transports, let's bring that to there. There's a bomber coming up. Yeah, I think that could get wrecked by the time I can get my transports in, which is an issue. Those transports can come down there. Next turn.